I seek refuge in God from Satan in the name of Allah who is gracious and merciful. Quran topics by Tanvir Kazmi, chapter number 8, Disbelievers, English audio number 24. Surah Noah number 71, verses from 21. Noah said, My Lord, they disobeyed me and followed those who were even more corrupted when blessed with money and children. They schemed terrible schemes. They said, Do not abandon your gods, do not abandon Wad, Suwa, Yaghut, Yauk, and Nasr. They misled many, therefore let the wicked plunge deeper into loss. Because of their sins, they were drowned and assigned to the hellfire. They found no helpers to protect them from God. Noah also said, My Lord, do not leave a single disbeliever on earth, for if you let them, they will only mislead your people and give birth to nothing but wicked disbelievers. My Lord, forgive me and my parents and anyone who enters my home as a believer, and all the believing men and women, but do not give the disbelievers anything but destruction. Surah Jinn number 72, verse 23. I deliver God's proclamation and messages. Those who disobey Allah the God and His Messenger incur the fire of hell, wherein they live. Once they see what is awaiting them, they will find out who is really weaker in power and fewer in number. Surah Al Mudathir, number 74, verse from 8. Then, when the horn is blown, that will be a difficult day for the disbelievers, not easy. Let me deal with one I created as an individual. I provided them with lots of money and children to behold. I made everything easy for them. Yet they are greedy for more. They stubbornly refused to accept these proofs. I will increasingly punish them, for they reflected, then decided. Miserable what they decided. Miserable indeed is what they decided. They looked, then he frowned and went. Then he turned away arrogantly. He said, This is but clever magic. This is human made. I will commit him to punishment. What punishment? Thorough and comprehensive. Obvious to all the people. Over it is 19. Surah Al Mudathir, number 74, verse from 38. Every soul is trapped by its sins. Every soul is trapped by its sins, except for those on the right. While in paradise, they will ask about the guilty. What brought you to this punishment? They will say, We did not observe prayers. We did not feed the poor. We blundered with the blunderers. We disbelieved in the day of judgment until certainty came to us now. The intercession of the intercessors will never help them. Why are they so averse to this reminder? Surah Al Qiyamah, number 75, verse from 22. Some faces on that day will be happy, looking at their Lord. Other faces will be on that day miserable, expecting the worst. Indeed, when reaches the throat and it is ordered, Let's go, he knows it is end. Each leg will lay motionless next to the other leg. To your Lord on that day is summoning. For they observed neither the charity nor the prayers, but the disbelievers and turned away. With his family he acted arrogantly. You have deserved this. Indeed, you have deserved this. Does the human being think that they will go to nothing? Was there not a drop of ejected semen? Then God created an embryo out of it. He made it into male or female. Is he then unable to revive the dead? Surah Al Insan, number 76, verse from 2. We created the human from a liquid mixture from two parents in order to test them. Thus we made them a barrier. Thus we made them hearer and seer. We showed them the two paths. Then they are either appreciative or unappreciative. Then they are either appreciative or unappreciative. We prepared for the disbelievers chains, shackles, and a blazing hellfire. Surah Al-Insan number Surah Al-Insan number 76, verse from 29. Surah Al-Insan number 76, verse from 29. This is a reminder whoever wills shall choose. This is the reminder whoever will shall choose the path to his Lord. Whatever you will is in accordance with God's will. God is all knowing, wise. He admits whomever he wills into his mercy. As for the transgressors, he has prepared for them a painful punishment. Surah Al Mursalat number 77, verse from 1. Angels dispatched in succession to drive the wind, stir up clouds, distribute the provisions, deliver messages, good news, as well as warnings. What is promised will come to pass. Thus, when the stars are put out, the skies open up, the mountains are blown up, the messengers are summoned. That is the appointed day, the day of decision. What a day of decision! Woe on that day to the rejectors. Did we not destroy the earlier generations? Then we made others follow them. This is what we do to the criminals. Woe on that day to the rejectors. Did we not create you from a lowly liquid? Then we placed it in a well protected repository for a specific period. We measured it precisely. We are the best designers. Woe on that day to the rejectors. Did we not make the earth an abode, living place for the living and the dead? We placed on it high mountains and provided you with fresh water to drink. Woe on that day to the rejectors. Go to what you used to deliver. Go to what you used to disbelieve in. Go to a shade of three different densities, yet it provides neither coolness nor protection from the heat. It throws sparks as big as mansions, as yellow as the color of camels. Woe on that day to the rejectors. That is the day they do not speak, nor are they given permissions to apologize. Woe on that day to the rejectors. This is the day of decision. We have summoned you and the previous generations. If you have any schemes, go ahead and scheme. Woe on that day to the rejectors. The righteous will enjoy shade and springs and fruits that they desire. Eat and drink happily in return for your works. We thus reward the virtuous. Woe on that day to the rejectors. Eat and enjoy temporarily. You are guilty. Woe on that day to the rejectors. When they are told bow down, they do not bow down. Woe on that day to the rejectors. Which message other than this do they uphold? Surah Al-Naba number 78, verse from 21. Gehenna is inevitable for the transgressors. It will be their abode. They stay in it for ages. They never taste in its coolness nor a drink. Only an inferno and bitter food, a just requital. They never expected to be held accountable and utterly rejected our signs and verses. We counted everything in a record. Suffer the consequences. We will only increase your punishment. Surah Al Naba, Number 78, verse from 38. The day will come when the Spirit and the angels will stand in a row. None will speak expect None will speak except those permitted by the most gracious, and they will utter only what is right. Such is the inevitable day. Whoever wills, let them take refuge to their Lord. We have sufficiently warned you about an imminent punishment. That is the day when everyone will examine what their hands have sent forth, and the disbelievers will say, "Oh, we wish we were dust." Surah Basa number 80, verse from 33. Then, when the blow comes to pass, that is the day when one flees from his brother, from their mother and their fathers, from their spouses and children. Each one of them on that day worries about their own destiny. Some faces on that day will be happy, laughing, and joyful. Other faces on that day will be covered with misery, overwhelmed by remorse. These are the wicked disbelievers. Surah Al-Fatar, number 82, verse from 6. O you human being, what diverted you from your Lord, most honorable? The one who created you, designed you, and perfected you. In whatever design he chose, he constructed it. Indeed, you disbelieve in the religion, obvious to the fact that there are invisible keepers around you. They are honest recorders. They record everything you do. Surely the pious have deserved bliss, while the wicked have deserved hell. Will incur it, will incur it on the day of judgment. They never leave it. Awesome is the day of judgment. What a day, the day of judgment. That is the day when no self can help another soul, and all decisions on that day will belong to God only. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, number 86. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, number 83, from verse 6. That is the day when all people will stand before the Lord of universe. Indeed, the book of the wicked is in Sijjin. Do you know what Sijjin is? A numerically structured book. Woe on that day to the rejectors. They do not believe in the day of judgment. None disbelieved, none disbelieves therein except the transgressor, the sinful. Whenever revelations are recited to them, they say tales from the past. Indeed, their hearts have become shielded by their sins. Indeed, they will be isolated on that day from their Lord. Then they will be thrown into hell. They will be told, "This is what you used to deny." Surah Al Mutaffifin, number 83, verse from 29. The wicked used to laugh at those who believed. When they passed by them, they used to poke fun. When they got together with the people, they used to joke. Whenever they saw them, they said, "These people are far astray. They have no such thing as invisible gods." Today, those who believed are laughing at the disbelievers. On luxurious furnishings, they watch. Most assuredly, the disbelievers are requited for what they did. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.